Can you all see my screen? Good morning, everybody. My name is John from the sales team of Federal Land Incorporated, and it is such an honor to be your host for today. I'd like to welcome everybody to this webinar of Federal Land, where we will learn about the Philippine real estate market and investment opportunities in real estate through federal land projects. Today, I'm with my colleague, Miss Ayana Pua, who is right beside me, our sales activation officer. Hello, Ayana. Good morning. How are you today?
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. It's literally morning right here. It's like 8 a.m. Yes. So we will see more of Ayana later, and then she'll be giving us details on our Cebu project later on in the program. And also with us today is our Cebu sales team headed by Miss Nina Ebo. I think I saw Miss Nina already kanina. So good morning. And our Federal Sales Group Channel Head, Mr. Allen Mindalano, is here as well. Good morning. And of course, please type in where you are watching from so we can see. And hello, everybody from California, from the East Coast to the West Coast, from the north of the Philippines to the south of the Philippines. Good morning, everybody. Do we have any foreign nationals with us here today? Please let us know so that we can minimize if ever we're going to speak in Tagalog today. But mabuhay and welcome to a program where we will be giving you a peek into what's up in the Philippines. So, sino naman po dito yung from Cebu? Type nyo rin po dyan sa chat box natin para later we can cater to you as well. All right. So if you have any questions on the projects presented, you may directly ask your agents if you have talked to anyone already, or post it on the chat box and we will try to answer some of them towards the end of the program. So I know you're all excited to hear about what has been happening in the Philippines since we all do not have the luxury to travel at this time. And I'm actually used to doing road shows in the US, but for now, this is our best option, really. All right, so let's begin. Of course, an update on the Philippine economy and real estate is a must, especially if you're thinking of investing at this point. So let me give you a quick update on that. The questions we want to answer are, so today, we're going to answer two questions. Why should you invest in the Philippines? And why in Philippine real estate? We look to the economic indicators for that one, of course. And I'm happy to report that at this point, there are a lot of factors, including other economic factors like, of course, a positive high GDP rate at 6.9%, growth in OFW remittances to 7% this 2021, and it shows some resumption in household spending also, lower interest rates in banks, which encourages investment, of course, and economic growth, and a lower and manageable inflation rate at 4.2% as projected by the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. Now, apart from that, the other factors that contribute to the ongoing recovery of the Philippine economy, according to, well, Lichu Property Consultants and Colliers Philippines, include the increase on government spending for infrastructure. We have a project now called Build, Build, Build. So they just keep on building while they can. You have the vaccine rollouts, even in the middle of lockdown and the pandemic. Vaccine rollouts are still ongoing, so that's a very good sign. The CREATE law that provides tax incentives to help in business recovery. And of course, the increase in direct foreign investments. At present, you'd be impressed with a highly competitive value of condominium prices in Metro Cebu and the business hubs of Metro Manila. So in particular, you have BGC or Bonifacio Global City, or if you haven't been to the Philippines in a long time, it used to be called Fort Bonifacio or the Fort. Now it's called BGC or Bonifacio Global City. You have Ortigas and you have Makati. The capital value of real estate remains strong, especially in our central business districts, including Cebu, definitely, despite the pandemic situation. So that's something that's good to note. So you'll see here, this is from Lichu. Okay, now let me introduce to you our company, Federal Land Incorporated. So welcome to our mini roadshow for today. And this is Federal Land, and we are one of the fastest growing real estate developers in the country. And we belong to a very strong family, which is called the GT Capital Holdings Incorporated family. Now, why invest in Federal Land? One vital reason is its financial stability and its industry track record. As a member of the GT Capital Holdings Incorporated, we are actually part of uh, a family that has a lot under its umbrella. So it's one of the largest business conglomerates in the country with a market capitalization of 3.5 billion US dollars. And they own market dominant businesses in the underpenetrated sectors of the economy. So in banking, you have Metro Bank, in automotive, Toyota, insurance, AXA, I'm sure you've heard of this. In finance, you have Metro Pacific Investments and Toyota Financial Services. In dealership, you have Toyota Manila Bay Corporation. And of course, in property development, you have Federal Land. And of course, it also takes pride of having 48 years of experience and expertise in the industry. So that's a good thing to note. Next, you have a number of prestigious global brand partnerships for its various property developments, and they reinvent the standards of project planning and developments with innovative technology. Like, for instance, you have Grand Hyatt and Marco Polo. They've teamed up with these global brands to create wonderful work. You have Oryx Corporation, you have Nomura Real Estate Development, and of course, you have Isetan Mitsukoshi, one of the largest, if not in the top tier of retail industries in the entire world, and they originated from Japan. All right. You also have Federal Land delivering real estate projects that are world class standards in design and structure durability. Thus, this partnership with the experts that you see in front of you in the industry. So we work with international best of class brands in construction and architectural design. So Arup, Niken, Foster and Partners, and Tange. Okay, so later we'll talk about Tange a little bit more in detail as I give you a presentation on that. But right now, I'd like you to focus on this slide. No, federal land projects have increased in value significantly since launch, particularly in the BGC and Taguig and Macapagal Bay area, and also in Cebu. All right, so um, Bay Area Pasay and the BGC have gone from 130% to about 250%. And I think as investors, it is very important that you know all of this. No, historically, real estate project values have grown considerate consistently throughout the years. And right now, I'm glad to say that they continue to do so despite the pandemic. So making real estate really the best investment option despite economic or pandemic situations. All right. So if we look at the red marks, you'll see in Grand Hyatt, for example, let's just take that for example. Grand Hyatt Manila Residences started at 200,000 pesos per square meter at launch price. But right now, it's at 404,000 per square meter. So imagine your investment went up 200% in a couple of years. And BGC has actually more space for development. So we're seeing a very nice foreseeable future for our investments there. And of course, in Cebu, Federal Land's premium residential project, Marco Polo Residences, started at 96,000 per square meter. And now, at an average of about 160 per square meter, so that's about almost 1.5% or 150% of growth already. I'd like to say hello, by the way, to everyone who just came in. Good morning. My name is John, and I'm your host for today. And we continue on with um, why why invest in federal land, because it offers privacy and exclusivity because of strategy. It's very strategic, their locations and accessibility to integrated communities, and they provide convenience really for residents. I'm very proud to say that we have about 20 to 30 active residential projects all over the metro. And this is in Manila alone, no? And it takes pride in its business development program, Federal Land, which focuses on really building properties in prime locations with high market value and growth potential. But before I dive into any of the projects in Metro Manila, I'd like to put the spotlight on my co-presenter for today, Miss Ayana Pua, to give us an update on the happenings in the South. Ayana?
Uh, Thank you so much, Joms. And again, good morning or good evening, everyone. Thank you for sharing your time with us today. So, today I will give you an overview of the South and home of Marco Polo Plaza Residences in Cebu City. So, just a brief background, Cebu City is a smaller and a more relaxed version of Manila, and it is one of the most accessible destinations in the Central Visayas region. With direct international flights and local seaports, Cebu is considered to be the most dynamic island in the Philippines, attracting both local and international investors and tourists. Cebu's economic progress is symbolized by the ongoing four mega infrastructure projects, which includes the Cebu Cordova Link Expressway, which aims to improve the capacity of the existing road network in Cebu and facilitate faster movement of trade, people, and convenience in Metro Cebu. Actually, with this one, you can already see on Facebook pages, on the news, that this is almost complete. So the target date for the completion for this is by the fourth quarter of this year. We also have the Metro Cebu Expressway, which aims to significantly address the traffic congestion within the metro, and target completion for this would be by fourth quarter of next year. We also have the Cebu Bus Rapid Transit System to improve the urban passenger transport system in Cebu City. And of course, the new Cebu International Container Port, which aims to free up the existing seaport in the province and the Visayas region, which we are targeting to have this by the second quarter of 2023. Cebu is also a very popular tourist destination for both local and foreign clients. Though unfortunately we know that during this pandemic, the tourism and hospitality industry was gravely affected, but let's see how they are doing now. As of this writing, travel to Cebu is now allowed. For those of you who have travel plans, this is the general guidelines. You may take a screenshot of this or you can ask your sellers for a copy. Just be sure that you follow and prepare the necessary requirements, and to get updates, you may visit www.cebu.gov.ph or check them out on their Facebook page. And because Cebu is now open, they are now projecting a 15 to 20% increase in tourism income from 2021 to 2022 as soon as Cebu reach its target herd immunity by next month. And speaking of herd immunity, with Cebu's vaccination rollout, over 1 million doses of vaccine, or around 74% of the total population, has been administered as of September 2 of last week.
Wow.
Over 413,000 of those are already fully vaccinated, and over 635,000 are for those who got their first dose. So with these impressive numbers, I'm sure this target of reaching herd immunity by October of next month is indeed possible. Would you agree?
Definitely.
And for
Nice.
our hospitality industry, we now see a gradual increase of occupancy. From a flat out zero, now we are at 5 to 9.5% increase in hotel occupancy on weekdays and about 25 to 30% increase on weekends. And these are actual figures. Now, for the real estate, despite the pandemic situation, Cebu continues to evolve into a strategic growth engine for the entire country, especially with the entry of BPO companies. Residential real estate demand, especially for township projects and price, is projected to increase from 2021 to 2022. Indeed, Cebu is a prime location for investment. Three main reasons include having a robust economy wherein investors are gearing up to take advantage of Cebu's growing economy armed with digital transformation. It is also one of the top sourcing destinations, ranking 15th as the most preferred outsourcing destinations in the world. And of course, with its continuously growing infrastructure, which improves and innovates the transportation systems. Cebu is also a prime location for different lifestyles. So for couples and families that enjoy the metropolitan feel of Cebu and its proximity to natural attractions, we have expats, executives who are very discerning about their decisions and particular about their living and lifestyle that they have built for themselves in their home countries. And of course, the professionals, which is mostly composed of young buyers, millennials, or what we call the yuppies, or the young professionals. And of course, this is the home of Marco Polo Residences, the first branded residences in Cebu. Marco Polo Residences got its status as the preferred upscale address in metropolitan Cebu, having been recognized as the best condominium development in Cebu at the 2014 Philippine Property Awards. Now, I want you to watch this video and I want you to imagine yourself living in this piece of paradise in our home country. Wow. Indeed, for many people, it's a rarefied way to live, but for us, it's just simply Marco Polo. Alright, so Marco Polo properties are well known and established addresses for business travelers and tourists throughout the Asian region, with a proven reputation for exceptional service and an appreciation for their local identity. Marco Polo Hotels, which is a wholly owned subsidiary of the Wharf Limited Holdings Limited, currently operates a total of 18 hotels owned or managed upscale full-service hotels throughout Hong Kong, China, and the Philippines. Marco Polo Plaza and the four-tower Marco Polo residences are situated 600 feet above sea level. It is situated atop the prestigious Nivelle Hills district and offers panoramic views of the mountains, the sea, the sky, and of course the city. The Marco Polo Hotel and residences are conveniently accessible from the Mactan International Airport and is near the best upscale lifestyle centers and shopping malls in the city, with close proximity of major business hubs, educational institutions, medical facilities, and the city's largest recreational and retail establishments. Marco Polo Residences brings to light the best of Cebu in its first branded residence, where the typical is spectacular, the everyday unusual, and the common breathtaking. Residents will enjoy hotel living like no other with the hotel a la carte services and beyond the usual amenities. Look how impressive the site development plan of Marco Polo is. From here, you may see the Marco Polo Plaza Hotel, and adjacent are its 4 residential towers, the residences, 2 residences, Park View, and Ocean View. For those of you who needs to have a property to move into immediately, don't worry because we have ready for occupancy units available for sale, and we have a promo lease to own terms. Pre-selling units are also available at our Ocean View Tower. Marco Polo Residences has a lot of open space and gardens that everyone will enjoy. This is just a selection of the myriad amenities available at Marco Polo Residences that you can enjoy. So these include a golf simulation room, a potting green, an outdoor fitness station, a wine cellar, and a grill area. And this is the artist's rendition of the veranda at Marco Polo Residences. We also have a co-working space for those who wish to work at the comfort of their homes but away from distractions. There's also a quiet room. Music lovers will definitely enjoy hanging out at the sound lounge. And for the kids and the kids at heart, this game room is certainly for you to enjoy. For the fitness savvy and those who wish to have a healthy living lifestyle, here's a trip to the gym for a nice workout. And of course, since your safety and your security is our utmost priority, our buildings are equipped with provisions for Wi-Fi at selected areas, automatic fire suppression system, standby power generators with 100% backup power for common areas and 100% backup for residential units, CCTVs at the lobby and elevator cars, fire detection alarm system, and pressurized fire escape stairs, and a dedicated mail room. During this pandemic, we appreciate the importance of exclusivity and open space. At Marco Polo Residences, there are only limited number of units to floor, making it feel like you're the only one there. So here is a sample floor plan, and as you can see, we are only at a maximum of 16 units per floor. Now let's take a look at some of the unit layouts. This is a typical one-bedroom unit. And these are shots of an actual unit. So this room is spacious enough that when you enter, you get to have your dining room, living room, and your own kitchen. Of course, you also have your bedroom and your toilet and bath. And this is the sample unit layout of the 3-bedroom unit with 3 toilet and baths. So imagine when you enter your main hallway, you will get to see your dining room and living room, and the living room which leads to the balcony, and wow, just look at that $1,000,000 view. And of course, you have a kitchen, which depends on the unit layout, should also be beside the maid's room and the maid's toilet and bath. And here is the master bedroom, the second and the third bedroom, and of course, you also have your toilet and bath. Marco Polo Residences Ocean View Tower has 319 units, a selection of unit types from 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, and 4-bedroom units. The price ranges from around $100,000 to $620,000 only. But for those who can pay in full, we have exclusive discounts for you, but we also offer flexible payment terms for you. You may ask your respective sales agent so they can give you a more detailed investment proposals. And that is it for our most luxurious project in Cebu City. You know, one thing I'm really grateful for in this age is we have technology which makes meeting you in this event virtually possible. I hope the next time that we meet you, it'll be physically there in the US or here at Marco Polo Residences Cebu. Thank you for your time, and I hope you enjoy this presentation. Now, to give you the project details of our Metro Manila project, let me turn you back to Joms.
Thank you so much, Ayana. That was wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And I hope you all get excited about what Cebu has to offer, because it really is quite a great time for real estate in the Philippines at the moment. Yeah. So shout out to our, how many viewers do we have now? A while ago when I went off cam, I think we were at 23, but now we're 43 people strong. Welcome to everybody, wherever you are in the world. If you are in the East Coast, in the West Coast, if you are down south in Cebu or here in Metro Manila, good morning, good afternoon, good night, whatever time it is. Right now, the clock is at 8:30 a.m. here in see, on the dot. And right now, let's continue on. But before anything, let's just share my screen again. Here you go. All right, and that was wonderful news from Cebu. What's happening? Here we go. And let's see. There you go. All right. So if you have any questions about what you're seeing in front of you, do not fret to leave some questions in the chat box below. And of course, it's okay as well to ask your questions directly to your respective agents. Or if you haven't talked to anyone yet, please let us know so that we can assign you to an agent as well. All right. All right. So if we're ready, let me just see if everybody's ready. We can probably type "wow" down there in the comment section below so that we could all feel wonderful this Sunday morning here in the Philippines, but Saturday afternoon and evening over there wherever you are. Oh, and by the way, I know that it is the anniversary of 9/11, and we are one in remembering with all of you. So, yeah, I hope you're all having a safe and a great time over there. And right now, I would like to shift our focus back to Metro Manila. Yes, after Cebu, and really zoom in on one of the most, I believe, most bankable locations in the main part of Luzon. And I am talking about one of the brightest of all our central business districts here in Metro Manila, Ortigas Center. Okay, so if you do remember, it's another exciting business district, no, after Makati, and we have another project that Federal Land has to offer, and that is the Grand Midori in Ortigas. And to give you a little feel of what to expect, please watch this very short video. Let me just share my sound. Let me just make sure I have my sound shared. Share computer. All right. All right. Now, wasn't that exciting, di ba? Kapag naka-earphones tayo. RIP sa mga eardrums natin. Yes. And but this morning, yeah, those are actually Japanese drums, and I just wanted to give you a feel of what we have in Ortigas. And yes, that is something that we are building in Ortigas. But before I go in detail, let me first give you an overview of the amazing district that is Ortigas. Have you ever been asked what the three most important things are to consider when buying real estate? Narinig nyo na ba yung question na yan? What are the three things that you should consider when buying real estate? So you can type your answers there in the chat box. But since I cannot see it because I'm sharing my screen, the answer is very simple. Location, location, and location. That's it. And in Metro Manila, there are many cities that have proven to be places where people choose to live or work. And you have residential and commercial areas in Quezon City, in Mandaluyong, in San Juan, in Marikina, in the north part, and from the east going towards the south, you have Pasay, Taguig, and Pasig, no? You also have business districts, of course, like Makati, definitely, and the rising BGC now available for options. But the heart of it all is Ortigas. Okay? Right smack in the center of Grand Metro Manila is a city flanked by all of these major hubs and exciting business districts. Isn't that exciting? Now, lest we forget, after the boom of Makati as our central business district, it was just too far for people from the north, really. I mean, let's face it, even without traffic, no? More so now, with almost everyone wanting to cut down on travel time, to spend maybe quality time doing things that they love, no? Including maybe spending time with friends and family, which we all miss right now, or engaging in recreational activities like sports or different kinds of entertainment, really. Thus, Ortigas was born, and it has been the second most important business district with which remains booming and it's still very relevant today. Why you might ask? Because it is the choice location for the giants, the movers of Philippine businesses, which include but are not limited to San Miguel Corporation, Meralco, Asian Development Bank. You have the Uni Oil Tower. You have Union Bank. The Jollibee Tower is also in Ortigas, and the BDO Tower, to name a few. No, and of course, you also have, aside from all of those, these major business firms. Ortigas has also been a hub for retail and entertainment options. In here, you will find the major establishments such as, well, you have Mega Mall, Shangri-La Plaza, Odium, Ayala Malls, the 30th. If you haven't been to the Philippines in a while, this is a really, really good mall. So if you're back here and you're in the Ortigas area, do visit Ayala Malls, the 30th. You also have Capital Commons. You have Metro Walk. Capital Commons is another one that you should go to. Metro Walk, Robinsons, and of course our food hub here in the Philippines, Capitolio, with really really great hole in the walls and all these options available for you. Now let me just give you. Now sure you have all these establishments in Ortigas, right? But the question is investment wise, is it any good really? Okay, so I don't want to get too technical, but let me just show you some slides to kind of give you an idea. From a study conducted by Lichu Property Consultants Incorporated, the demand for office spaces is at an all-time high for Ortiga Center. Can you believe that? We can see in this image the supply of office spaces in Ortigas vis-a-vis the supply for Makati, BGC, and the Bay Area. And there is an undeniable height in supply that has been built since 2019 and will continue to deliver until 2023. Can you imagine that? It's at 755,000 per square meter already. Developers are driven to build by, of course, the demand that is dictated by the market. If not, because this is all business, it's all cash out, they will not build. So it depends on the demand, really. If this is not a good indicator of how things are going to be, I do not know what is. So take it from there. Also, the residential market has rode on that movement of the office spaces as investors recognize that in actuality, property values depend on the developments around it. Really, you buy something that's all talahib all around you, it's going to be a certain price. You have all these Starbucks, McDonald's, all of these things. The property value really goes up. There are many many factors that go into this demand, and as professionals now seek halfway houses to buy or rent due to traffic, or really they just want to work out, go home, sleep, and then the next day not travel far to go to work again, and the investors are grabbing the opportunity for future secondary markets, really. Retirees as well are very attracted to places that are active and convenient, as they crave for a lifestyle that is, where everything is dynamic, but also easy to reach, right? Also, land value appreciation. As I mentioned earlier, the appreciation of value of the properties depends precisely on the lifestyle that the location you chose has to offer, really. And for this study from Colliers International, for instance, the growth at which prices in Ortigas have swelled in a matter of 3 years has been amazing, actually mind-blowing. Right now, we are in the middle of a pandemic, but has the movement of the prices been phased? Not really, especially in the high-end sector, to be totally honest. Or to be extremely conservative, let's talk about Ortigas, no? Um, if they move at a glacial pace at the moment compared to, what you see on screen, it only means one thing. Now is the time to invest right now. So that the moment the prices start shooting up, you've already secured your position in the game and you'll be part of that rise. Which leads us to what exactly are available for you to invest in. especially with federal land. No, I've already given you a taste of the Grand Midori Ortigas, but did you know that it actually stemmed from the very successful Grand Midori Makati? It actually did, yeah. And this Japanese-inspired condominium is one of our gems in federal land. In fact, for its sheer beauty alone, it has sold almost 80% even before its completion. And the best part is that it actually is a very sturdy building, built to last by a joint venture of federal land and Oryx Corporation. It is a very quiet yet superb project brought about by that brought about an elegant sequel and at the best of locations at that, which is in Ortigas. And this is the Grand Midori Ortigas. Now, to further understand what this project brings to the table, let me use its acronym TGMO to break down, what it has to offer. So, start with the letter T, Tange Associates and Japanese-inspired living. The Grand Midori Ortigas is not just any normal building, really. It is being built by experts, including local and foreign collaborators. No? The overall conceptual design of the building was done by Tange Associates of Japan. Now, who are they? They are known, so you have Kenzo Tange and Paul Tange right there in front of you. So they are known in the field of conceptual design. Their trademark has been combining traditional Japanese artistry with modern perspective and techniques, and they are responsible for some of the most iconic buildings known in the circle of development, including Tokyo Metropolitan Government Building. So that's them. You also have Yoyogi Gymnasium in Tokyo, Japan, which is structurally it's very very iconic, as you can see. The Shinjuku Park Tower or the Park Hyatt in Tokyo, Japan, which look like gold bars actually when you are there against the sky. And of course, in the Philippines, you have the Grand Midori Makati. They also pioneered in a lot of other places around the world, but these are just the few that I wanted to show you. Let's go to letter G. So you have Tangi Associates and Japanese Inspired Living. What is G then? Green Sanctuary. Midori is actually a name given to Japanese girls, which actually means or which actually directly translates to green. Tangi has incorporated the stillness and calmness of Japanese lifestyle with the concept of green living. And you will see that with the amenities in this building. So, what are the amenities available for you in order to lead a balanced life, which we have realized is very important? The amenities available for residents have a mix of wellness and leisure options for them to use. So, what am I talking about? You have this list, but let me show you photos of that. You have landscape areas with lounge. You have the exercise lawn. Of course, it's very important to take care of the health, as we all know now. You have raised seating because sometimes if you live in a condominium, you just really want the great outdoors and you want to get out of your wherever you are, even in the house right now, right? You also have the jacuzzi, the lap pool, children's play area. You have the children's center as well. And indoor amenities include all of these things, including the multi-purpose hall, the fitness area. You have yoga room to find your center, of course. You have the game room for more active individuals and the teenagers and the like. You have tutoring rooms so that it's very conducive as well for kids to study. And of course, conference room if you need to conduct any form of business. As I discussed earlier, being right smack at the center of this big region has its perks. And while it's very easy to blend into the woodwork, it seems like Ortigas is only enjoying the acknowledgement of its prime location. So letter M is for midpoint. In Esquire magazine, they show that Ortigas is the true midpoint of Metro Manila, no? As they state, when they did a measure of a trip from here we go, from Alabang Town Center all the way to Fairview Terraces. So they really saw that the midpoint was Ortigas Center. And it is recognized as a major consideration when planning infrastructure projects, which recently includes here you can see the Ortigas North Subway Station, the Ortigas South Subway Station, the BGC to Ortigas Road Link. Now let me just pare it down just a little bit. The BGC to Ortigas Road Link, which vehicle owners fondly refer to as the Santa Monica Bridge. Wow, parang US po, di ba? Because it takes you from Santa Monica in Capitolio straight to 8th Street in BGC, which is right behind almost St. Luke's. in Bonifacio Global City, or it's by the Grand Hyatt Residences or the Grand Hyatt Hotel. I take this bridge every day from work, and getting to and from Ortigas and vice versa has a big impact on my travel time when you only have minutes, no, as compared to like maybe taking EDSA or C5. It's another alternative route, and I'm excited for you to see it once you can go back to the Philippines. We also have even the country's first subway system, the Metro Manila subway, that goes from Mindanao Avenue all the way to Naiya, has not just one, but two stations that are located in Ortigas, the Ortigas North and Ortigas South. This just means comfort for travelers and options for commuters and frequent flyers as well. So you don't have to bring your car to the airport and park and fly. And if it's just a short trip, you can simply take that. You can simply take a Grab or well, we don't have Uber here anymore, but this is another option for you as well. And it's really just wonderful to have options like that. Um, okay, where? Okay, wait. I think yes. Here we go. I think it froze. Okay, there you go. Next up, we have the Ortigas Greenways. We also have the Ortigas Greenways that goes from Robinson's Galleria and SM Mega Mall to Meralco Avenue. And it promotes a safe and shielded walking area for people who choose to walk to their destinations. It's still a form of exercise. So if you see this red line in the smaller map that goes from one point to another, that's where it is. So the aim of this is to aid in decluttering our streets of overflowing pedestrians and minimizing vehicle use, because there are alternative ways already to get you from one point to another. And that's wonderful. That's only in Ortigas, no? Also in Ortigas are major institutions that one has to consider when investing in a property. So you have all of these things from build, of course, but you also have the important things like healthcare facilities. Meron bang hospital na malapit in case may mangyari? Of course, meron po. You have the Medical City, you have Cardinal Santos, you have VVP as well. Transportation is not a problem as well. I just talked about it a while ago with infrastructure. You have places of worship. You have St. Francis of Assisi Parish. You have Mary the Queen. You have Edsa Shrine, etc., etc. How about malls? We've talked about malls early on. And most importantly, if you plan to stay here with your kids, are there schools that are nearby? Definitely, they have. You have Poveda, you have LaSalle Green Hills, and you have Ika, Green Hill. You have all of these things that are really, just a stone throw away from where this project is located. And last but not the least, offering. What are available for you in the Grand Midori Ortigas? All right, let me give you an overview. It is half a hectare in property, and you have two towers. It's 36 physical floors of residential areas. Parking is not also a problem. You have 405 units only to one tower, and so it's very limited, of course. And you have 420 parking units with 378 single parking and 21 tandem parking. Rising in the Exchange Road in Ortigas is the Grand Midori Ortigas, of course, the quiet elegance of Japanese traditions with a robust yet relaxed lifestyle that only Ortigas can offer. Now, in the ground floor, you have some building features which include the entry water feature, of course, with the signature Midori sign. You have bike racks. We consider, of course, people who want to convert to green living as well, who want to use bikes instead of cars, especially if you're just going to the office. You have al fresco seating, just in case you don't want to be in the amenity floor. You can be there as well, and you can receive guests there as well. You have the drop-off point, of course, and the main lobby or the entrance hall, which is very, very, very spacious. And of course, you have the lounge area where, if you do not, if you haven't cleaned your unit yet, you can actually accept them there in the lounge area. And of course, some building features that are included are the safety and security, the convenience and services, and the back of house facilities. All these building features that are essential in giving you a comfortable experience as residents of the Grand Midori in Ortigas. Now, I've shown you a while ago in the video, but I just want to show you now. As seen in the video earlier, you have choices for studio, one bedroom, you have two bedroom units, and three bedroom units for your preferred investments. Of course, these are just artist renditions because they will be delivering it soon. But you may discuss details for these with your respective agents, or do let us know if you have not talked to anyone yet so that we can find one for you. There you go. And that's it. We do hope that you were able to get a more detailed idea of how the Philippine real estate industry is doing and are now excited to grab your piece of that pie. If there are any questions, we can open the session to some. And before we end, otherwise, you may always ask your respective federal land sales representative personally, of course. All right. So do we have any questions from our viewers today? Let us see. Wait. I cannot find my Zoom meeting. Ayana, do you see any questions down there? I think they probably messaged already, no?
Medyo shy
Okay,
ata
we
ang
have a...
ating audience.
Ano yan? Oo, mahiyain yata ang ating audience. Come on, don't be shy. It's a, diba, napawaw kayo kanina. So, it's a very interactive space for us, and it's very safe for everybody. And this is a very private space as well. If you have any questions and we can answer, we'd be glad to answer it. Maybe let's give maybe a couple of seconds para meron sila. But I have
We
something.
have a
Thank you so
comment
much,
here
Gorgeous
from
Property.
Matthew Elliott. Yeah, thank you so much, Gorgeous Properties
Thank,
daw.
thank you so much. I have a question that was a PM to me, Ayana. You can send me direct messages. Is the Marco Polo residences ready for occupancy already?
Yeah, we have ready for occupancy towers, and we have a pre-selling tower, which is the ocean view. So we have both.
All right. I have another question from Miss Janice Knudson. What are the monthly or annual fees related to either renting a unit in Marco Polo versus buying a unit?
With regards to the rental unit, can you please ask Miss Cherry, or do we have the
Okay.
or the
Can
do we
we
have
have
the
anyone
recent?
from Cebu to answer that? How about Miss Nina? Especially those who are hands-on with the project. All right.
Rates
Rates
are
are
at
at 20,000 to 25,000 a month for rental. To buy a unit is 5.6 million for a one-bedroom unit. Thank you so much, Miss Cherry, for the information. Hello, currently rental for one-bedroom units are at around 30 to 35,000. This is from Miss Nina Ebo of our Cebu team. So, yes, I think we're getting direct messages from people who are in Cebu mismo. Are there special assessments pending now, or how will special assessments be allocated at Marco Polo? What do you mean by special assessments, ma'am? Can you please expound on special assessments? Got one for you. Can you walk us through a typical transaction? This is from Mel P. This is for furnished units. Miss Nina, if it's okay, you can go on cam and you can turn your microphone on. Just press one so that you can be unmuted by the host, so that they have an idea of how a transaction goes with you and your team. Miss Nina, are you there? Okay, baka nahihiya rin si Miss Nina.
Hello,
But
hello
there
everyone.
you
Sorry,
go. Good
I was
morning.
on mute. I'm sorry. Yeah.
It's
Good
okay. Good
morning,
morning, Miss
everyone.
Nina. Hi.
Hello. Anyways, for
Yes,
other questions, our team would gladly be answering them after this Zoom presentation, so we can walk through with them on a one-on-one
that's
presentations.
right. Yeah,
So
so that
yeah,
it's more
we can
personal, right? Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. So
Okay.
we
Thank you
would
so much,
let us
Miss Nina.
know so we can get in touch with you right after.
All right. So Miss Mel P, you can probably send a direct message to Miss Nina Carmen Ebo. That's her name in our Zoom meeting, so that she can answer you directly for that. It's also better because it's a more personal approach to these things. Um, from Miss Janice, maintenance or repairs, thinking of the Millennium Towers in San Francisco, California. I'm not exactly uh I think I do not have the answer for your question, no, but um it is actually the first time that I heard it. If you can ask your agent directly so that you can probably translate into how it is in the Philippines, then they can probably answer you directly also regarding your concern. But thank you so much for asking. Um that building is occupied and now leaning and requires major structural remedies to remain standing. Oh, all right.
Actually,
So
with our
yes.
properties here in the Philippines, once it's turned over to you, there
Mm-hmm.
is what we call the property management office, which handles general repairs, general maintenance of the buildings and the common areas. Because when the property is turned over to you, after that, so you would be having some association dues monthly.
Yes.
So these would be for the, as I said, maintenance, for the salary of the maintenance people, of the guards.
Mm-hmm.
So after that, it's not you're on your own basis. So once it's turned over, you have the property management office to take care of it for you.
All right. So that's for minor repairs, no, and the little things that go with property management. But as Miss Cherry said also in the comment section, structural repairs, if there are any, of course, are handled by the developers. It is their responsibility, definitely. A condominium corporation is formed after turnover, and they handle concerns, including maintenance and repairs, through the property management agency, which means that uh, like Ayana said, you will not be left on your own, because a lot of people have that impression that um because a lot of small, people who call themselves developers, once they have maybe their townhouses or their small condominiums built already, they let go of it as bahala na kayo. But what's good about having a condominium corporation is that you can actually decide what is good and not good for you. Like for instance, there are buildings in Bonifacio Global City where their hallways, their hallways for what do you call this? For the lifts are all air conditioned. But then that makes their condominium corporate their dues, monthly dues, spike up as well, especially because they don't need it. They don't spend a lot of time there. You basically spend seconds over there from your door to the lift. So they had that removed, and then the monthly dues went down. So those little things are all handled by the condominium corporation. The ready for occupancy units are managed now by the condo corporation. Thank you, Ms. Chai, for that info. Okay, so what is the status of Marco Polo now? Is it developer owned? Is it developer owned yet, or owner associate?
Yes,
Yes. So that's the
for
answer.
the ready for occupancy, it is owned by the condo corp now. But for the pre-selling one, which is the Ocean View Tower, it's still owned by the developer.
There you go. Of course, ready for occupancy is turned over already to the residents. Thank you so much for your question, Miss Janice. I hope we get to answer everything so that you can push through with your investment at the soonest possible time. Towers 1 to 3 are already condo corporation. Tower 4 nearing RFO or ready for occupancy are under the developer. Right. So while it has not been turned over, yes, it's still with the developer. Naku, nahihiya yata ang ating mga nahihiya yata ang ating mga uh, participants, no?
Or maybe they want us to ask questions to them.
Oo nga eh. No, but like I said, no, they have their respective what they call this, agents already that they can ask their questions directly to. Baka it's too jahe for them because yeah, it's open to everybody. But no worries, that's fine. We'd like to thank everybody for being here today. All right, if there are no more questions, then that's all the time that we have for today. Yes, thank you to everybody from the East Coast, West Coast, from Manila, from Cebu. Thank you to my co-host and presenter, Miss Ayana Pua.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone,
Thank you,
for
Team
joining us.
Cebu and Miss Nina Ebo. Maraming salamat, Miss Janice. One-on-one Zoom will be done by Island's team for their clients as well after this by the sales agent. So please just get in touch with your agents as well. I'd like to thank our Federal Sales Group channel head, Mr. Allen Mindalano and his team. Thank you very much. And I'd also like to thank the production team behind all of this. The sales activation team headed by, of course, Miss Shari Francisco. Thank you very much. And lastly, don't go yet, I would like to thank everybody who attended today's webinar. Give yourselves a big round of applause. Wherever you are in the world, I hope in my heart of hearts that you all remain safe and healthy, really. And who knows, one day I just might see you in Marco Polo Cebu or maybe in the lobby of the Grand Midori Ortigas as residents already, right? So again, this has been John Mojica, and I am extremely grateful to have been given the opportunity to host for you today. Enjoy the rest of your weekend and keep safe. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye. Thank you. Thank you so much.